Disclaimer: this guide will act under the presumption that the viewer watching knows how to fill out a basic Pathfinder sheet or has played Pathfinder First Edition before. Um, this is a primer on what Spheres of Might is, and in later videos I will go into more detail about how to use it on both its new classes, how the archetypes work, and like how to actually use the spheres. Um, enough the disclaimer. This is the Gaming Tinker here. I am here to show you how to use Spheres of Might. First, I figured I probably should explain to you, to you guys, how to what the purpose of the system is, and before going about further. Um, so the original game of Pathfinder First Edition, which this is to be used with, the classes are very rigid. They can be swapped out with archetypes for a little bit of more customization, but they generally are a grouping of abilities, and you can only use those ones with very little wiggle room. Spheres of Power, Spheres of Might here is a way to. Wait, did I say power earlier? Power is a different system. Spheres of Might is focused around marshals, whereas Spheres of Power is focused around casters in a similar vein. But Spheres of Might is a system that is focused around giving more versatility to the fighting classes and stuff. Um, each sphere has its own gimmicks, its own talents, its own pizzazz. They enable entire different types of fighting styles per thing, rather than the default in Pathfinder, which typically lends you to doing one or two weapons or just spells, and then otherwise maneuvers as the extent of your different things you can do combat with. In this system, made by Drop Dead Studios, made to be interfaced with First Edition Pathfinder Roleplaying Game, they have made some new classes to go along with it. The Armiger, they are the specialist in knowing how to use a weapon, no matter what weapon is that's on hand. So so from my understanding, and we'll go into it further, they are more of a the type of person who goes and improvised weapon type character. There's the blacksmiths. Their class really focused around equipment making, like you'd expect, and those sorts of buffs. And knowing exactly how to destroy others' equipment from their innate understanding of how things are built. As such, sundering is a big thing that their class is focused around. The commander is a class that's focused around leadership and and inspiring your troops that you bring in combat, and inspiring them to greatness, to reach higher heights than they could do alone. There is the conscript. They are a sort of like Build-A-Bear, kind of like the fighter, but for the system. They can be as generalist or as specialist as you make them. They gain talents to focus in the different spheres and feats at every level, and they are a expert combatant, so they gain talents every level. But you can also specialize in different things by giving up some of their bonus feats. Be it like learning how to train in the ways of the barbarian and how to rage, or maybe you want to take on a secret identity like the vigilante, or maybe you need to be able to um, learn how to use ki and stuff, such as the ability like the monks and so on, and gain ki pool type stuff. Um, the conscript has a unique feature though. If you spend 3 specialization points, um, where they become a expert in the sphere that they specialize in. These are to heights that no other class can get to, such as um, specializing in alchemy and gaining extra abilities that normal people who are going into the sphere of alchemy would not be able to do. The Sentinel, the Scholar. The Scholar is a class focused around picking up knowledge as you continue in the form of Scholar snacks. As you continue, also you pick up material and positions, so you learn how to use different materials to achieve unique effects. They also gain the ability to. They also have been trained in how to do field medic stuff. So with medical checks, with checks for heal checks, they can heal their allies up to their intelligence modifier times per day. Um, then there's the Sentinel. They are they're sort of like the immovable object. They're there to protect their allies and keep them safe. If you're moving past the Sentinel, you'll wish you hadn't. Um, and that's their goal. There is then the Striker. The Striker is it's a class that is focused around honing your body to the peak of its power. What makes it different than the monk is that whereas the monk would unlock its body's potential through meditation, expanding your mind, and like focus strikes, the Striker instead is more the kickboxers or like the MMA fighters of the world. They unlock their potential through like sheer determination and grit to achieve their goals. Um, and That's their main thing. Yeah. And then there is the other major class they've added in Spheres of Might, the Technician. Technician is in flavor similar to like the Inventor and Tui, of the official stuff from Paizo, or more like a technical side of like the Artificer from D&D and such. Their whole combat style is around utilizing the different tech that they acquire and use it also to support their allies through normal gameplay as well. They are in Comp K class, and not all settings will work with them, because tech is not something that works in all settings. Like I said at the beginning, there are other things that are added in Spheres of Might. There are combat spheres, like I was mentioning. These are the Build-A-Bear type aspect, where you go and pick out your different fighting style that you choose effectively, and then you can take different talents. And if you want to, let's say you wanted to be a gladiator, but you also wanted to pick up some beast mastery talents, you could do that. You would have a talent tax for picking up a new sphere, but you could start going into that as well. Then the Drop Dead Studios also added in other things like feats and stuff, or new feats with the system, new traits, some new gear. They've published some of their own new bestiary entries to utilize the system with, and they made a bunch of archetypes for different core classes from Paizo. These are all different classes archetypes for classes that are already martially inclined in some way, such as the alchemist or the fighter or like the monk or even the magus, because they're focused on both um, physically striking their enemies as well as spells, and so on and so forth. Um, During the next video, I will be going into how to use Spheres of Might in more detail and how to start making a character with it. Um, the reference site that I'm going to be using throughout this is the Spheres Power Wiki. It's a excellent site that compiles a lot of different stuff from the different books created by Drop Dead Studios, and is a very informative site. But I think that's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.